And if severe, its sorrows are enjoyment or treasure. And I'm sure we're going to enjoy our next speaker, who's going to give us the reply to the toast to the lassies. It's Maria McArdle.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, club captain. When Willie invited me to give the reply to the lassies tonight, I fretted and worried over my reply, till one friend said, "Why don't you start with that poem again?" Another joined in, "Aye, no one will remember, we were all pissed last time." And another one said, "Yeah, nobody listens anyway." Thanks, Trisha. Yeah. So, hands on your heads if you're not listening. Hands on your shoulders if you're already drunk. One in each if you both. I take it I can go ahead and repeat myself, and sorry again, Rabbi. Oh, what a sleek and horrible beastie lurks in your belly after the feastie. Just as you sit down among your kin, there starts to stir an enormous wind. The apes and tatties and mushy peas start working like a gentle breeze. But soon the puddin' with a sonsy face will have you blowing all over the place. No matter what the hell ye do, everybody's gonna have to pay. Even if you try to stifle, it's like a bullet out a rifle. Hold your bum tight to the chair to try and stop the leaking air. Shift yourself cheek to cheek. Pray to God it doesn't reek. But all your efforts go asunder. Out it comes like a clap of thunder. Ricochets around the room. Meh to me, a sonic boom. God almighty, it fairly reeks. Hope you haven't cacked your breeks. To the bog you better scurry. Och, what the hell. It's no your worry. Everybody round about you choking. One or two are nearly boking. You'll feel better for a while. Can't help but raise a smile. "Was him!" you shout with an accusing glower. Alas, too late, he's just keeled over. "You dirty bugger," they shout and stare. You didn't feel welcome anymore. Where'er you go, let your wind gang free. Sounds just like the job for you and me. What a fuss at Rabbi's party, or the sake of a wee fart. And I just thought I'd add an update to Willie's guide. So the men's guide to what a woman really means. Yeah, when we say we want, we do mean we want. When we say we need, we mean I want. When we say it's your decision, we really mean the correct decision should be bloody obvious by now. I need new black shoes means, well, those other 40 pairs are the wrong shade of black. Did you hear that noise? Means, I thought you were just about falling asleep there. I'll be ready in a minute means kick off your shoes, find a good game on the telly. You have to learn to communicate means just agree with me. And are you listening to me means too late, pal, you're dead. So what do you give the man who is everything? Do you give him A, a woman to show him how to work it? Or B, penicillin? Why do black widow spiders kill their males after mating? To stop the snoring before it starts. Why don't men have midlife crisis? Because they're still stuck in adolescence. How does a man show he's planning for the future? Well, he buys 2 cases of beer instead of 1. What's the difference between a new husband and a new dog? A, a dog's always happy to see you. Or B, a dog only takes a couple of months to train. Jimmy had just finished reading a new book. You can be the man of your house. He stormed into the kitchen, walked directly up to Aggie. Pointing a finger in her face, he said sternly, "From now on, you need to know I am the man of the house. My word is law. Tonight you'll prepare me a big meal, run me a bath. After that's done, guess who's going to dress me and comb my hair?" Aggie replied, "Well, the funeral director would be my guess." The husband says, "Do you want a quickie?" The wife says, "As opposed to?" What do you have when you've 2 little balls in your hand? A man's complete undivided attention. And why is it so hard for women to find men that are sensitive, caring and good looking? because they all have boyfriends. What is gross stupidity? 144 men in one room. And how do you tell if a man's aroused? Well, he's breathing. Jimmy had worked hard all his life, had saved all of his money. He was a real miser. Just before he died, Jimmy said to his wife, "When I die, I want you to take all my money and put it in the casket with me. I'm going to take all my money with me." So he got Aggie to promise him with all of her heart that when he died, she'd put all the money in the casket with him. Well, he died. He was stretchered out in the casket. His wife was sitting there, dressed in black. Her pal Peggy was by her side. When they finished the ceremony, just before the undertakers got to close the casket, the wife said, "Wait a moment." She had a metal box with her. She came over and put it in the casket. The undertakers took the casket down, rolled it away. Peggy said, "Aggie, you idiot, did you put all that money in there with Jimmy?" Aggie replied, "Listen, I'm a Christian. I can't go back on my word. I promised him I was going to put that money in the casket with him." "You mean to tell me you put all that money in the casket with him?" "Of course I did," said Aggie. "I got it all together, put it in my account, wrote him a cheque." What is the difference between men and government bonds? Bonds mature. Why are men like blenders? Well, you need one, but you're not quite sure why. What do you do if your best friend runs off with your husband? Do you miss her or do you pity her? What's the most effective birth control device for men? Their manners. A couple met on holiday and fell in love. They were discussing how they would continue the relationship after the holidays were over. "Only fair to warn you, Senga," Billy said. "I'm a golf nut. I live and eat, breathe, sleep golf. I think of nothing but golf." "Well, since you're being so honest, so will I," Senga said. "I'm a hooker." "Really?" He smiled. "Probably you're not keeping your wrists straight when you get Men are proof of reincarnation because you just couldn't get that done in one lifetime. Wife phones her husband, "I won the lottery, £5 million. Whoopee, start packing." "Great, what'll I pack?" "Whatever you want, just make sure you're out the house by the time I get home." My husband keeps a record of everything he eats. It's called a tie. "Husband, this coffee isn't fit for a pig." "Wife, no problem. I'll get you something that is." What do you call a woman that works like a man? Lazy bitch. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to fish and he'll sit in a boat and drink beer all day. Right. Willie and Larry were driving through Glasgow. They get pulled over by the police. Cop walks up, taps on the window with his truncheon. Willie rolls down the window. Whack! Cop smacks him in the head with his truncheon. "What the hell was that for?" says Willie. "You're in Glasgow, son," the cop answered. "When we pull you over in Glasgow, you better have your licence ready. Time we get to the car." "Sorry, officer, I forgot," Willie said. "Not been home for a while." Cop runs a check on Willie's licence. He's clean. Apart from that time in the double yellow lines at the video store. And gives him his licence back. Cop walks round to the passenger side, taps on the window. Larry rolls the window down. Whack! Cop smacks him in the head with a truncheon. "What'd you do that for?" Larry demands. "I'm just making your wish come true." "What wish is that, says Larry. "I know your type. 2 miles down the road, you'll turn to your pal Willie and say, 'Wish that numpty had tried that shit with me.'" 3 proofs that Jesus was Jewish. He went into his father's business. He lived at home till he was 33. He was sure his mother was a virgin. And his mother was sure he was God. 3 proofs he was Irish. He never got married. He was always telling stories. And he loved green pastures. 3 proofs Jesus was a woman. She had to feed a crowd at a moment's notice when there was no food. She kept trying to get the message across to a bunch of men who just didn't get it. Even dead, she had to get up because there was more work for her.